channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Wallpapers by In-Depth Tech Review, which is a YouTube channel. Link in the description below. I would definitely recommend it. This is actually a channel that inspired me to start YouTube. As you can see, I've already installed this app on my Pixel 8 Pro. Okay, let's start with the icon. So icon on the home screen is compatible with the Material You design, which is something that I absolutely like. And I think this is one of the advantages of this app. So upon opening this app, it asks me to allow notification. This is something that I'm not sure why, simply because I don't assume that a wallpaper app needs to send a notification. But I'm just gonna go ahead and allow this. Well, at first it has three tabs. So one is like, home, where you can see the different categories, where you can search by wallpaper and you can see this recent. And then we have favorites, which includes all of the wallpapers that you liked. You can tap on refresh so that it refreshes the favorite list. And then we have the account, where you can sign in using your Google account so that all the favorite wallpapers that you saved is actually restored. Let's jump into the advantages of this app. As for the home screen, I really like that it's categorized, so I can, select between cars, colorful, dots, and for example, light. And then we have like a preview of the wallpaper before I tap in to open it. And in the favorite tab, I really like the shape of the card that is actually consistent with the homepage. So this is pretty much the same component that they use here, which is super nice. And as for the account page, I really like that you can actually sync your favorite wallpapers to your Google account. All the favorite wallpapers will be saved in your Google account, which is super nice. And then here in the homepage, if I tap on any wallpaper, then I can see this page, which I think one of the really cool advantages is that I can actually change the settings. So if I, change the blur, then I can, adjust the blur effect or the brightness of this, or even change the hue of it. So if I don't like the combination of this color, then I can simply just change the hue. And then I can also have different settings for my home screen and lock screen. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the same wallpaper. And then another cool feature that I found is that you can actually apply these settings to home screen. So let's say that you adjusted the setting in the lock screen. You don't have to do the same thing again, and you can simply just tap on this, and then all the settings or the adjustments will be applied automatically to the home screen, which is super nice. And then I can easily tap on set wallpaper, and I can choose whether if I want to apply that to the lock screen or home screen or even both. And then when I tap on apply, that it actually applies the wallpaper automatically. As you know, there are also downsides and disadvantages for each app. Of course, not every app is perfect, but let's jump into the downside of this app. So in the homepage, there isn't a layout change so that I can change the layout of this, because there can be like a lot of wallpapers here, and then it requires me to scroll. I would like to have changing the layout to the list view so that I can have like a really small thumbnail of the wallpaper and the name of the wallpaper so that I can scroll less and have more visibility of the wallpapers. And then another disadvantages that I found is that the searching functionality doesn't work as intended. So let's say that in the car section, I can see different car models such as Mercedes-Benz and Porsche and things like that. But if I search for Benz, and then I tap on enter, it doesn't work, right? Because the wallpapers don't have the tags of the models and things like that. So it's just the name, which is like cars _13, 12, 20, 11, which I don't understand what is based of, which is something that, well, it's hard to memorize all these names. It would be really better to have more tags and more labels to each wallpaper so that I can easily find it. Another thing that is confusing to me is the subtitle, which I assume is the name of the uploader or the username of the uploader. I'm still not sure what it is. So in the favorite section, one of the disadvantages that I found is, well, as you can see, I have already liked a couple of wallpapers here. And if I go to account and sign out, and then I go back to favorite, it actually deletes all the wallpapers that I selected. Another thing that I found in the favorite tab is that, well, there's no category, right? So let's say that I like many wallpapers and there are no categories for me to select between each category, or even like, separate wallpapers or divide wallpapers based on the category. And one of the, maybe something personal, I would say, that I would like to have is to swipe down to refresh so that I can, sync the favorite wallpapers, and I have to tap on this button up top, whereas it would be really easier if I could just, swipe down to refresh this page. And then in the accounts tab, I can see social medias at the bottom, which I think the position of these buttons are not really good, because it leads to potential accidental tap on favorite. So because it's super close to the favorite. And then I think the account naming, or at least the copy of this tab, can be better. So such as settings, because not only I have accounts in here, but also I can change the theme of the app, which belongs to the settings and not the account. Now let's talk about the suggestions that I have for this app. So first, as I mentioned, it would be really nice to have more tags on the wallpapers. So if I search for Benz, that it actually shows me the wallpapers that includes Mercedes-Benz. And then another suggestion that I have, first of all, the dark shade is super strong. So it's relatively hard for me to read the text here unless if I select this. I would suggest the better way to show the selection of this component is to have like some sort of a check mark, maybe at the top right of the category, and then have a green border around the category so that it shows the selection of this category. And therefore you don't have to make the other categories dark, so that you show which one is selected or which one is not. Another confusing part for me, it's not clear for me what are the recents. Is it recently uploaded, recently added? What's it for? And what's the value of this part for me as a user? For the favorite tab, as I mentioned, I think one of the suggestions could be like, swipe to refresh, which would be super handy and easy. For the accounts tab, this account section, the background at least is too strong, whereas it doesn't have to be like that, right? Because it's not a button, can be with a simple border, or maybe if a pale shade of this background color, so that it actually drives less attention to the account, which is not the primary attention here. And then for the social networks, as I mentioned, then the position is not good. And then the position can be somewhere maybe in the middle, or even like a different section or a separator between these options. And then on the wallpaper app, as much as I love all of these settings and the previews, one of the suggestions would be the copy of this button. Because if I select home screen, then the text of this button is the copy edit to lock icon. At a first glance, I thought that this button is disabled or is locked. So, and then I have to do something so that I unlock it, which obviously shows that the copy of this button is not correct. I would suggest that the copy of this button could be something like apply to home screen or apply to lock screen. That will be easier to read and understand at the first glance. And then when I tap on set wallpaper, I can select either lock screen or home screen, and I can select both, but there's actually no way for me to select both just by tapping on the thumbnail of the pictures. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and leave comments for me to know which app should I review next. And hope to see you next time.